Hey everybody, Angel Arts here, and welcome back to yet another gay Let's Play Dragon Age Inquisition. Today, the brand new DLC had just been released for the Black Emporium, and I thought I would go ahead and spend some time to film my, I guess, blind blind reaction to the brand new stuff that the Black Emporium has to offer. Um, Also, another thing that's new, this is the first video that I am recording at my new place. You probably realize that this, the stuff going on behind me is a little bit different from before, and that's because I am in a brand new location, a new apartment where my fiance and I will be living together once we get married. He will be moving in after we get married on the 4th of July. And I've already started, updating the wall a little bit. A lot of old photos, but some new ones. Sherlock's over here with Watson. We've got Dust over here um, with um, with Fidget. There's Shay. Joker's over there. One of my favorite photos of Joker, and of course various other characters from various other games that I played relatively recently. So let's go ahead and check out the Black Emporium, shall we? There we are. There's the two of them that we ended the Jaws of Hakan DLC with. See ya, honey. Okay. Let us, I believe that the way to finding the way to the Black Emporium, I believe I have to go to the war table. That war table is so useful. Alright. War room. Time to summon a war council. We're taking a brief break from Andy Kadash's adventure. Things should be picking up relatively quickly as soon as he's done talking to everybody over at Haven. But I believe we have a cultured exchange. Sigrid Golstaten is a very, shall we say, interesting choice of recruit, Inquisitor. Commander Cullen has had a great deal to say on the matter. Still, we had interest from scholars and mages beside themselves at the chance to speak with a stable abomination, especially since the Chantry is too weak to forbid it with any force. I believe that Golstaten, with a guide and some guards for her own protection, will be a valuable guest to send to select lectures and salons. Say the word, Inquisitor, and I will send our new Avar mage on a brisk tour of cultural exchange. This is still from Jaws of Hakan DLC, leftover. This is madness. If you must have this Avar abomination meet with our own scholars in a small room, far from anything, with a Templar present. No. As a fellow mage, I'm less inclined to go this route and more inclined to go Josephine's route.
Let us begin.
Okay. Silly me! I had to actually explicitly download and install the DLC. It wasn't an automatic update like I originally thought it was. So, my mistake. Sorry about that. So yeah, if you guys haven't tried it yet, in order to get it, you have to actually go to the Origin store, search for Black Emporium Dragon Age. You should be able to find it. It's free. Download, install it, and then when you do that, this war table mission actually appears. Surprise, surprise! The Black Emporium. Voices on the wind speak of a new power abroad in the world. Inquisition, they whisper. An ancient name restored, a memory rekindled, and transformed into a blaze of hope. I hear the whispers, and summon the fires of the Inquisition. Here, in the depths beneath the city of chains, countless mysteries hide in shadow in anticipation of the light. Come! The Black Emporium awaits. Xenon, the anti-Quarian, if you remember from Dragon Age 2, spoilers, Xenon is a Geth. He's an anti-Quarian. Must spend his days composing melodramatic invitations to his establishment. I imagine being stuck in a chair for centuries leaves one somewhat lacking for entertainment. This particular message was hand-delivered by a cloaked figure at twilight, precisely as the sun disappeared beneath the peaks. My men spied the courier lurking about our outer gates for at least an hour, waiting for sunset. A servant under the command of some very specific instructions, I assume. That aside, I would encourage a visit to the Black Emporium. The Antiquarian's hoard is legendary. Only those he deems worthy ever lays eyes on it. The champion of Kirkwall received an invitation once and reported, among other things, a strange mirror that could transform even flesh and bone, aka the change your character appearance mirror. Who knows, we may uncover something that aids in the battle against Corypheus, Liliana. You mean the Corypheus that we already killed, right? That we already slayed. Or banished. We didn't actually kill Corypheus, I don't think, at the end of the game. We just seemed to banish him. Which is kind of lame, but... because that opens up doors for him to come back later, which... but anyway. That's neither here nor there. Two things. One, I hope Thaddeus is there. If you remember, Thaddeus was his personal golem bodyguard assistant. And I'm thinking that the urchin is probably a young adult by now. So we can't manhandle the urchin anymore. Although he probably might get really upset if we manhandle the man-urchin. At any rate, you'll need passage across the Waking Sea to Kirkwall. That is easily arranged. Alright. The Black Emporium. A ship has been secured. Be wary of what you find in the Black Emporium, Inquisitor. I have heard many frightful tales. That's alright, Cullen. I mean, you were there. Would you like to gather your party? Yes. Ooh, who wants to go to the Black Emporium? This sounds like Dorian would have fun. And Vivienne would probably have fun there. And I'll bring Varric because Varric has been to the Black Emporium before in Dragon Age 2. So maybe he'll get to say hi to an old friend. Xenon, the Antiquarian. Alright. That makes the most sense to me. Maybe he'll be able to convince Xenon to give us a discount. Maybe not. I'm very excited to see what the Black Emporium looks like now. Oh! Well, this is slightly different from before. Hey, where's my companions? What was the point in picking my... What was the point in picking my companions if they're not actually coming with me? Come on, game. Oh, look, there he is.
Everything is for sale. Except the rejuvenating oils. Those are for my personal use.
Oh, boy. Sounds like a different voice actor. There he is, Xenon. He's pretty darn... Oh, gosh. Does he have multiple limbs? No, that's the chair. He's just hanging out. Hanging out there.
Where is the urchin? I require the services of the urchin.
Is the urchin still here? Hey, there's a little tiny bear. There's a little baby bear there. Xenon the Antiquarian. I left the Black Emporium empty-handed for two reasons. First, most of the items were priced far beyond what I could afford. Second, I spent most of my short time there trying to state my curiosity about its proprietor. I found myself stealing glances at the Antiquarian. Oh, this isn't actually Xenon, this is somebody who's talking about Xenon, but that's okay, I'm still gonna channel Xenon's voice anyway. I found myself stealing glances at the Antiquarian from behind piles of books, between shelves, and at one point over a basket of mismatched socks. There he sat, petrified, in the center of the Emporium, skin of waxy gray over ancient hot sinew, moaning in a voice so dry and brittle It sounded like the snapping of twigs after a drought. A drought. A girl of not more than 12 scurried to and fro to fulfill his numerous requests. Oh, is this the new urchin? The new urchin's a female now. Another patron noticed my fascination and told me that the girl, most likely an urchin rescued from the street, was responsible for the needs of the antiquarian, feeding, washing, and the like. Ooh. So impossibly old is he, and so fragile his skin, he can only tolerate the barest whisper of touches from the smallest and most tender of his servants. Only in this way may he come close to his lost youth, said the man. I was surrounded by objects of legend, yet none fascinated me as did the antiquarian. From a journal page found in Kirkwall's Darktown, written by an unknown author. Alright. Let's take a look. See here. We're gonna start going to the left because I'm left-handed. Oh yes, the mirror of transformation. Yes, this is where we can change Art's appearance a bit. I don't really feel the need to change. I like Art just the way he... Oh, we can even change his voice, even. Oh, no, we can't. I don't think we can change his voice. No, 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 no. This is Art. This is Art. Yes, current face. Select the current face. Save changes and... Yeah. I don't want to change anything.
Well, I'm obviously in no position to judge.
No, you're not. Weapons and accessories. Let's see what we have
I
here.
hear the Red Templars are trying to find this place.
He does have...
Not if I can help it.
He does have more than 2 limbs. That's kind of freaky.
They just break everything.
He's got 3 arms. That's kind of creepy. Wow, these things are... Wow. 310. Oh, no. Earnest Reprisal. Yeah, I mean, my Dorian's Kiss is way better than that one. Alright, I mean, it's interesting. They've got some... I might come back and read some of the lore behind those sword weapons and shields and swords. Defender Belt. Belt of the Elements. Plus 100 maximum health. Plus 5 strength. Oh, plus... Oh! Plus 5 magic. These are really nice. I might come back here and actually purchase some of these. These are some pretty nice accessories. Crafting materials. Really? That's it? Just weapons and... Alright, weapons and... No armor. Really? No armor. Just weapons. Weapons and accessories. Well, that's what it says. Weapons and accessories. Oh, schematics of legend. Ooh. The Solven Blade. The Staff of Corruption. Well, I'm going to try to purchase that since I'm a mage. The Archon Fire Staff. Axe of the Wrath. Sundering. Avenger. I just saw Avenger. Ooh, Winter's Breath. Wow, these are some pretty neat looking schematics. Alright. No armor schematics. Okay. I'm gonna experiment a little bit with those. Are there no, like, random things for me to read? Oh, more schematics. And crafting materials. Oh! Well, this is... Oh! This is nice. Wow. Wow! This is pretty much every single crafting item in the game. That's pretty awesome. I mean, for a price, but still. Good. Very good stuff. And schematics to go with them. Oh, are these all the schematics that we never acquired? Do they just end up here if we miss them? Superior Prowler Mail, Prowler Coat, Battle Master, Battle Mage Mail. Sure. Oh, what did I just do? No, 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 no. Buy back. I underestimated how much money I had left. Okay, well, Superior Seer Cowl. I'm just gonna buy that. Wow, there's a Inquisition Scout Hat, Helm of the Inquisitor, which I can't wear because right, okay. Okay. Where's the urchin? There's no urchin and there's no Thaddeus.
Everything is for sale. Except the rejuvenating oils. Those are for mine.
I was kind of expecting. I'm a little disappointed. I mean, I was kind of expecting more of the, you know, the random objects that I can read and the lore around them. Because those were the most interesting things about the Black Emporium.
Would you consider allowing me to acquire your hand? After your death, of course.
That's alright, Sonny. That's quite alright. Well, let's take a look at the weapon accessories. I'm surprised that there aren't armor stuff. Josephine is ready. I'll take a look at that. Ernest Reprisal. Ernest Artelli lost his voice permanently due to a terrible fever during his tenure as prelate of the Order of the Mortalitasi in 745 Storm. This forced Artelli to find other ways to communicate with his fellow death mages, including writing on a small slate, hand gestures, and most frequently, angrily shaking his staff at subordinates who failed to attend to his instructions quickly enough. This last had an unintended consequence of occasionally setting fires in the vicinity. More than one acolyte fled the irritated prelate's office with charred robes. By 747, every Mortalitasi in Navarra knew to know the prelate's staff or for signs of earnest imminent reprisal. Demon's Advocate. According to an old Avar legend, a Thane once had two daughters, both great warriors, who argued constantly about everything. If one thought it might rain, the other expected drought. Did the mountains rise up, or the sky slope down? Their debates were ceaseless, and more often than not ended in blows. At last, to have a moment's peace in the world, the Thanes sent both daughters out to hunt a wyvern that stalked the mountainside, saying that they must not return until they agreed the beast was dead. So the daughters took up a great hammer and a two-handed blade, and went into the deep forest to seek the beast's death. So long did they wander, arguing about the color of the leaves and angle of the ground, that they forgot what they sought and whence they'd come. Their squabbling drove the wyvern away quite by accident, but the two went on hunting they knew not what, for they could not agree to stop. They wander still, so the Avar say. Though they found the daughter's great hammer and blade, no sign of the warriors themselves was ever discovered, save an occasional echo of dispute heard far off in the mountains. That's a pretty interesting story. The Foul Wind. Sir Leonidas, a Pontival of Nerbaten, famed archer of the Anderfels and rumored to be one of the king's assassins, loved one thing and one thing only: ducks. Everything he owned was emblazoned with their image, from his armor to his underthings. Oh boy, the gardens on his estate held over 40 duck ponds. Entire migrations of mallards and teals would divert course hundreds of leagues to feed on his grounds. The day he died, the massive flocks all took off from the ground in a single movement, creating a great blizzard of shed feathers when the downs settled. No trace of the knight's estate remained save the smell. This is pretty cool. I love how much the writers, they put in so much effort into making the lore behind weapons and armor throughout all three games really interesting and fascinating and worth reading. If you haven't done it before, I recommend that you do. Misfortune's Bite. Ancient yet still so sharp, it could slice through a silk handkerchief tossed lightly upon its blade. Crafted by an Alamari smith whose name is lost in time, the axe was wielded by dozens of men and women, all who met their downfall while in possession of it. Ulster Wolfhand tripped on an exposed tree root and sliced his own throat. Eek. Lady Morgana of Amaranthine slept with it under her blankets and rolled upon it in the night, gutting herself. Oh my gosh. Sir Philippe d'Andel nicked a thumb while testing its sharpness. Thinking the injury inconsequential, he put it out of his mind, at least until the wound festered into a fatal poisoning of the blood. Ban Gilroy of West Hill raised it above his head at the climax of a speech to rally his men and was struck by a bolt of lightning out of a clear sky. Wow! Comtesse Simone of Savareen believed she could circumvent ill luck by displaying the axe. It fell off its honored place above her mantle one night, cleaving her skull in two. Most now believe the weapon cursed, only the foolhardily dare dismiss the countless deaths and maimings as mere accidents. Oh my gosh, why would I even want to buy this thing? I love how it has a master lightning rune because of when it got zapped by lightning. That's very cool. Balance one-handed half, 21% critical chance. Plus 3 constitution, plus 12% armor penetration, plus 16 electricity damage. Wow. It's a powerful weapon, but I don't know if I would risk taking it. Aurora's freedom. Aurora was a woman of Alamari descent who lived in Minrathos at the height of the Imperium's glory. She was born into slavery and bought by a powerful mage who became enchanted with her beauty and intelligence. The two eventually fell in love. The mage promised to free Aurora and marry her once he had earned a seat on the magisterium. Aurora waited years for her mage, bowing to his every whim. But when he finally attained his coveted position, he broke his promise to Aurora and married a fellow Altus Magister. Oh, you did not? Aurora was given to the mage's bride as a gift. Required to serve her as handmaid at the wedding? Talk about insult to injury. Heartbroken, Aurora resolved to take her life that night. The head of the mage's personal guard had watched their story unfold. Her sympathies lay with Aurora, not the master she served. She convinced Aurora that it was the cruel, deceitful mage who deserved death and gave her a dagger that had been enchanted to addle the mind, making spellcasting impossible. Aurora killed the mage and his new wife as they slept. Not that the wife necessarily had anything to do with it, not that this wife necessarily was at fault, but taking her revenge and her freedom in one night. Wow. Plus 8 dexterity, 7% flanking damage, 12% stagger on hit. On hit, gain 3 guard. Yeah, these are some really nice weapons. The Path to Glory. This shield bears the marks of the great smiths of Halam Shiral from the second and last Elven Kingdom. That looks a lot like the yeah, it is. I was gonna say Aveline shield, the shield of Aveline. That's pretty awesome. I don't know why. Okay, it looks awesome on Cassandra. Anyway, I'm sorry. The shield bears the gentle curves and knots in its design were made to evoke the beauty of nature of leaves and petals. Inscribed on the shield's inner lip is the elven phrase Suladin Gilan Hanin. However, close inspection reveals inexpertly made scratches on the word Suladin, proving that the phrase originally read Sulavin Gilana Hanin. My Elven is not all that great, guys, so if you know what that means...
You may pet the tiny bear, but be gentle. A Magister miniaturized him specially at great cost.
I don't know where the bear is, though.
He answers to Chauncey.
Chauncey. Okay, the bear is named Chauncey. That reminds me of the Pokemon Chansey. Okay, well, yeah, so like I said, the content, I mean, I expected there to be more things to click and read in the Black Emporium, but I mean, what do you expect? There's a Fennec. What do you expect from a free DLC, I guess? I can't pet these things. They're trying to leave. They're trying to get out. Hey, that's not a bear. Fennekin! Okay, okay. So I'm just gonna go back to... I'm just gonna go back to Skyhold and... What? Party selection? What? Okay, well, sure. This is not going to be... It's... Okay, so I think this is a little buggy. Party selection back to Skyhold. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to see what rewards we got from Josephine with that one war table mission, and then we're just gonna call it a day, guys. Like I meant for this to be very short and sweet. It's a lot shorter than I anticipated it would be, but again, got to read some really interesting lore with the new weapons and armor and shields that the free DLC has to offer. So, and it's good to see Art poke his head out a little bit more. I will say though, it is very useful. The Black Emporium, I'm sure, is useful for people who particularly need to customize, redo their Inquisitor if they don't quite look right. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove the shine from Andy's lips, because if you saw the first few episodes of my replay, the shine kind of made his lips look like he basically drank some milk. Of our twill influence. Dear Lady Montilier, Sigrid Golstotin was a delight, such a fresh perspective. True, the evening threatened to go poorly when the Avar mage and Magister Verixus bickered over the proper use of spirit bindings, but she brought down the house during a practical demonstration of spheric energy projections, both figuratively and very nearly literally. Quite invigorating. I cannot tell you how gratifying it was to see the old goats from the Ferelden circles outdone by Navarre. We must have her back. Also, I believe Verixus invited her to his summer villa. Of course she did. All the best, dear Countess Flesh. Or Fleisch, or whatever. Flesh or Fleisch. Anyway, that's enough of that. So, again, guys, thank you very much for watching this very quick episode of just exploring the Black Emporium. Tune in next time for another episode of either gay Let's Play or gay replay of Dragon Age Inquisition. Until then, love yourselves and love each other.